Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Today we're going to do a bedside swallowing evaluation. So I'm going to give you a couple different things, have you swallow them, and look and make sure just everything is okay.
Okay.
So a couple things to remember is that after each food I'll have you say ah, open up and say ah so I can make sure none of it's getting down into your airway.
Okay.
And when I give you some of these, I'm going to put my hand on I'm going to have you hold it in your mouth. I'll put my hand on your throat so that I can feel for the right things as you swallow.
Okay.
Okay? All right, here we go. So first, do a little bit of water from a spoon. And again, hold this in your mouth until I put my hand in your throat. You got it? Okay, go ahead and swallow. Great. Okay, ah. Great. Okay, next. I'm going to give you a little sip of water from this cup. Hold it in your mouth until I tell you. Got it? Okay. Go ahead and swallow. Good. And ah. Great. Okay, next, why don't you go ahead, go ahead and take a little sip, hold it in your mouth, and we'll do the same thing. Got it? Okay, go ahead. Good. And ah. Great. Okay, this time I'm going to have you, I'll hold the cup and have you take a sip from the straw and hold it in your mouth. We'll do the same thing again. You got it? Okay, go ahead. Good. Okay, now this time why don't, oh, and ah. Good, thank you. Okay, this time why don't you take the cup and take a sip, hold it in your mouth, and we'll do that.
Okay.
You got it? All right, go ahead. Good. And ah. Great. Okay, this time, I'll hold the cup, you take 3 sips, and I'll feel for that sequential swallow. That make sense?
Yes.
Here we go. So I'll do this here, and then whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, and ah? Great. Okay, now this time why don't you hold the cup and do the same thing,
Okay.
and we'll check for the sequential swallow. 1, 2, 3. Great. And ah? Wonderful. Okay, next I'm going to give you a little bit of applesauce, and we'll do the same thing with that. Are you ready? Okay, so hold it in your mouth until maybe the cue. Sorry. Go ahead. Great. And ah? Nice. Okay, now why don't you go ahead and take a little bite of applesauce? We'll do the same thing. Hold it in your mouth. Got it? Okay. Good. And ah? Wonderful. Okay, next, let's do a little peaches. First, I'll give it to you, and then you give some to yourself, but I don't need to check your throat anymore,
Okay.
so that will be nice. Ready? Okay, and go ahead and chew it up and swallow whenever you're ready. Okay, and ah? Good. Let me just check the sides of your mouth to make sure that there's no residue in there. Good. Great. Sorry. Okay, now why don't you take a little bite of peaches and we'll do the same thing, but with you feeding yourself this time. Got it? Okay, ah? Good. Okay, no residue. That's great. Okay, next, I'll give you a little bite of this cracker, and we'll do the same thing, except for this time, before you swallow, I'd like to take a look at the food on the back of your tongue and see how your tongue is doing it, getting into a little ball. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, here you go. Okay, let's sing ah.
Ah.
Good, let's check the residue. Just a little bit, and that's perfectly normal. Okay, now this time, would you go ahead and take that little piece of cracker, or however much you want, and go ahead and chew it up and swallow it. Or, sorry, chew it up, let me check before you swallow, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead and swallow. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
And ah.
Ah.
Good. Let's check for residue on the sides. Just a little bit, but again, that's just great. Okay. I think that's everything. Thanks, Katie.
Great, thank you.
All right.